Let's talk about SEO. So how do we drive people to our website?
Well, I think the core is going to be your Google business profile, right? Make sure everything you have is listed on there. And then what the weight of Google Business Profile comes from citations. Now, a citation, years ago, we just all wanted backlinks. We didn't care where they came from. The more backlinks, the better you ranked. Algorithm figured that one out quickly that we were gaming the system. So they're looking for, yeah, exactly. Really? Did we do that?
What? Game system? What are you talking about?
What? So what they look for now are citations, and citations come from directories. Okay, so if you are a service-based business, you might want to be on Angie's. You want to make sure you're on Yext, have a Facebook page, and make sure in every one of these locations your name, address, and phone number are identical. And I mean to the point of if you have Northwest in your address and you spell it out in some places and you put NW in other places, Google won't give you the full ranking for that. So they are
Hmm.
taking the number of citations that you have and using that as a weight also for in the search. So Google searches are no longer in the map pack. It's not just who has the most reviews. Okay, all
Interesting.
of these things come into play. So now all of these citations link back to your website or a specific page in your website. So now you've got all this traffic coming to your website. Now about 97% of those are going to ghost you. They would just go away. They don't fill out a form. They don't click
Yep.
a button. They're like, fabulous, bye-bye. So
Yep.
you're sitting here going, okay, I see on my reports I'm getting traffic, but where are they? Who are they? So
Right.
that's one of the biggest struggles. And it's a frustration with a website, but everybody has that.
Hmm.
So I'm going to segue into our solution to
Oh,
that.
yes, 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 please. Because I think listeners, that's the biggest thing that drew me to this conversation is the lost traffic.
Yes.
Because we do get these fantastic reports now telling us exactly where people went, what page they went on, how
How
long they
long they
stayed
stayed?
there. Did they watch that video? Did they read your blog? Did they listen to your podcast? Did they, do anything? Did they check on who you were? So we've got all that data, and then they're like, bye. And you're like, well, who was that?
Yeah.
I can't tell based on what's that little the
The IP
number,
address.
the IP address, who that person was. So
Right.
there's no address directory that would say, oh, that's Bob Smith, and he was on my website. And by the way, here's Bob Smith's telephone number.
Right.
So, it's terrible the amount, like you said, 97% are gone, and you
Yeah.
never even had a chance to see them.
And exactly. And out of that 97%, literally about 50% are bots, right? So
Hmm.
when you think of bots, so Google crawls your website. If you've given it to them, they'll crawl your website every so often looking for updates. That's why a blog is a good thing, right? So you're constantly giving new content. All of the search engines are coming by and looking at it.
Okay.
So what we have is a piece of software that we can put a little code in the top of your website. So every time someone lands there, if they're not a bot, we can collect their name, email, up to two emails, two phone numbers, and their mailing address.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And they don't
And we,
even know you're grabbing it because it's
no,
a code, right?
right. They go to your website, it looks like normal, and we gather the information. Now the key here is we can get 30 to 50% of your traffic. If they're bad email addresses, we never show them to you.
Mm.
Everything we give you is cleaned. We clean the data before it comes through. The only thing that's not good is the phone numbers are about 50% good because we are so good at changing our phone numbers when we change contracts or whatever. It's just, but we'll gather what numbers we can. The
Right.
email addresses, though, I'm using it on my websites, and I've got 100% deliverability to my email marketing to these emails.
Golly, that's amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing that this is even available out there now for us to do that. I mean, so it's kind of like a pixel that you would put on Facebook to see where the traffic came from when you ran your ad. If those of
exactly.
us who, know anything about ads and stuff, it's just a little piece of code that
Mhm.
just sends it and says, oh, here, report that back to so and so, report that back to so and so.
And we
And
populate the Google Sheet as they come in, so it's real-time lead.
wow.
And this is a great database to do a couple of things with. I have some local companies that are using it to mail out postcards. So say you think about if you're a real estate agent and
Yep.
someone came to one of your listings, came to your website and bounced to a listing. If
Hmm.
they came to your website, you can then send them a postcard and tell them about who you are. right? Maybe a QR code to come back or to schedule it, whatever. But a postcard because they're in your local area,
Mm-hmm.
right? So imagine you're an HVAC company and you've got all these people coming to your site. You're not going to an HVAC site for entertainment. You have a
Yeah,
need,
there's no
right?
social media on an HVAC site.
No, so there's a need there.
Right.
So, if they visited your site, there is a need. Now, can you get to them before they solve that problem? So, what you can do is I suggest email them immediately. So, we set automations up to capture those leads and send them an immediate email that says, hey, you visited our site. How can we help you? These are the things we help with. That kind of thing. Here's my phone number. Give me a call. And then we also suggest calling them. Never, ever SMS them.
Right.
Okay, because you don't have permission, and that could be a $5,000 fine for everyone that files a claim. So you don't want to do
Ooh,
that. But you
yeah.
want to call them because 50% of the phone numbers are going to be good, sometimes more.
Not only that, that's an incredibly hot lead with an emergency urgency to it
Yes,
that you want somebody in your office sitting there waiting for that ding to occur and going, oh crap, call Marcia. Marcia, I understand you were looking for some HVAC services. Do you have a problem right now that we can assist you with? Like you
right.
said, chances are it's hot as hell and their air conditioning's out. you know?
Exactly.
I
And they
mean,
might
talk
have
about a
gone to
hot lead.
Google, did a search, found your Google business profile, went to your website instead of tapping the call, right? Now, on your Google business profile, we back up to that as a source of traffic. You have a chat button or an SMS button, you have a website button, and the tap to call button. Make sure you fill out every single way of reaching out to you.
Ah, smart.
But if you have
Smart.
your website and they go to your website, we can capture them there.